Hi everyone, thanks for being here today. In today's video, I'm going to be using and reviewing a product that was sent to me. These are the Arrtx Acrylic Paint Brush Markers. This is a set of 60. I do have the set of 30. Also, these were sent to me last year and just really love them. Really fun to work with. My only complaint was that I wish I had more colors. So voila, more colors, which I'm really excited about. All right, so instead of me just swatching them, I'm going to use them in a page so you get a better understanding of why this is such a great medium to have in your coloring collection. So be sure to check out the link in my description down below to get more information and how to order these great products. All right, so I'm going to be working in Kerby Rosanes Worlds Within Worlds. It's been a while since I've worked in this book. So yeah, I did do a page last year when I got these. I'll show you that real quick. I did this page and I used only the brush markers. It was really fun. You can see it's very vibrant. It's almost like you're painting too because of the brush quality and the way like the paint kind of comes out of the brush. It's very smooth. But yeah, so a lot of fun with that. I think it looks good. Okay, so the other part of this video is about covering up major bleed through from other pages. You might be like me where you really like using acrylic markers, but you know, you have to be careful on what kind of paper you have, if it's double-sided or if there's no image on the back. So I'm going to show you a major bleed through incident. So here's the page that I did with, these are alcohol markers. And yeah, so these are not single-sided pages. So on the back here, as you can see, it completely pretty much covered the whole backside of this page. So I knew it was going to happen. I was okay to kind of sacrifice this page because I'm really not into like dinosaurs and space. So I was totally okay with it. But knowing that I get such great coverage with the acrylic brush markers and the ease of use, I'm kind of excited to see if I can salvage this page. Like, how well is it going to cover over some of this stuff, and also get into these little areas too. So that is what this video is going to be. And let me just talk a little bit about the marker set. All right, so this is the 60A series, which is an extension of the 30A and 30B series. It introduces 12 new colors, including 4 metallic, 6 fluorescent, and 2 regular colors. It has a soft nylon brush tip, flexible, and variable line width. Wonderful color effect, high adhesion, and excellent coverage with premium ink quality. Smooth flow and quick dry. It's very easy to use and to store. Now this has a storage box. So the one before, this is the 30 set. You have markers on here on this tray, and then you lift this up and you have markers down here. Still easy to locate and to get, but this storage box is definitely nice to have. All right, these are suitable for a variety of DIY crafting and coloring projects and are going to work on most surfaces. Again, so check out how to order this great product down in the description below. All right, so let's get started on my page. Okay, so I'm going to start on the farthest thing, which is the background, and then work up to the foreground. I just feel it will layer better and look better in the long run. I'm also going to speed up the coloring up for this video, so it's not 2 hours long, but I will slow it down and show you when I think it's important and try to explain what's going what I'm doing along the way. So if you have any questions, please ask away down below in the comments and I will do my best to follow through. As you can see, this marker is having no problem going around the small leaves and the little details, and then it's a breeze to fill in the larger areas. The paint is flowing out so nice and the coverage is solid. Some brush lines I'm seeing, but not bad at all. Oh, and I didn't mention this in the intro, but there is no prepping these markers. No shaking, no pushing in the tip, just pull the cap off and start. All right, this is normal speed and very close up, so you can get an idea of how easy it is to work around these tight details. I've colored quite a bit up to this point, and the tip is still in decent shape. I am noticing some wear on it, but I also tend to have a heavy hand, so when I lighten my pressure, I can still utilize that fine point. This dark blue is covering up everything, even the black lines, so just be careful if there is something you want to keep from the illustration. I always forget how big these pages are until I do a double page spread. I'm using up a lot of this marker, but I will tell you, even doing the second page, I never felt like I was going to run out of ink. I'm not even sure an alcohol marker would be able to cover this much area while maintaining the same consistency. And bonus, there is no bleed through to the other pages. Next, I'm using the darkest purple in this set. I'm going to color right over all the stars and smaller objects. Yes, knowing that I will lose those details, but I'll work around the planets and I can just add in my own stars later. Okay, I finished the other side and did one planet on the right side. I'll show you more in detail a few other planets, but they're super easy. You can't really mix and blend these markers together because they dry so fast, but they do layer really nicely. This will be a good test of a lighter color to see how well it will cover up the blue bleed through. It's a little bit more transparent at first, but then layering it, it definitely covers it up. I kind of like the effect of the blue of the bleed through on this planet, but this is going to cover it up, so I might have to add a little bit of my own. I know this is hard to tell because it's so close up, but this is a really tiny little rocket. So the tips of these brush markers can really get in there into those little fine details. I added a little too much of this lighter color, so I'm just going to take the dark purple again and cover that up. Okay, now I'm going to experiment a little. I really want to create like a galaxy look or kind of Milky Way formation. I think that will help add some depth and just kind of break up some of this purple. I'm really hoping this will work. So I have my little ceramic plate here and I'm going to scribble some of the acrylic paint on it and just add a touch of water. I'm using a very worn out brush to get a very kind of random, messy splotches. All right, then I just come over to the page and I'm just gonna dab this kind of fast and erratic. Looks pretty dark now, but it will dry a little lighter. All right, my first shade was a light blue. This is kind of a pinkish purple color. Again, watered down and just dabbed along the same area. And now kind of a creamy white color. All right, and now I'm going to be using a few different colors, a white, a light blue, I think I've been using a lavender too, and to add the stars. So concentrating a lot of the stars around those Milky Ways, and then just spacing them out throughout. All right, I finished the wings on the other page and also did the plants on that page too. So I'll show you a few things on this page. For the tree branches, I'm using a tan color, which is also covering up the bleed through very nicely. And then I'll shade with a darker, more reddish brown, and then highlight with a light purple. All right, and then for these little leaves on the tree, I'm using kind of this light minty color green, really pretty. It does cover up the black lines, but I'm not doing multiple layers of this one right now because I'm going to add a blue for the shading and then probably go back and add a little bit more of that green to highlight more. All right, and then for these leaves, I'm using a more lighter kind of yellowish green, and it is also covering up nicely. You can still make out some of the black line art here, but again, I'm going to be using some highlights and shadows, so it's going to cover that up too. Okay, the pterodactyl bodies are the only thing left. I finished the one on the left first so I could practice it before showing you on this page, but I'm really happy with the color choices. So I'll be using a purple for the darkest of the shadows and kind of crevice lines, and then a purplish gray for the base shadows, and then a light gray, white, and a light purple for the highlights. Now on the other one, I actually colored the whole thing with the lighter gray first and then added the shadows, but it was really kind of hard to see where the illustrator put the shadow lines, so this time I'm going to try kind of reversing that. So I'm starting out with the darkest shadows, that purple shade, and then adding that purplish gray color and kind of just building on from there. It's easy to look at the shadows now and kind of fill that in and cover up what I don't need with the lighter shades too. So just kind of goes back and forth with those colors at the end to kind of get the textures and lines looking right. But I think it all works out really good. Okay, now to help clean up the outline of the body and the wings, just a little bit more, I'm going to run a very thin light purple line around the body and then a light blue line around the wings. This will kind of help draw the eye to the definition of the body and the wings to the sky. All right, this is all done. I'm going to put up the picture of the unfinished page so you can see the transformation side by side. And wow, I am so impressed with the results. For me, not really caring about this page in the first place, it was actually a lot of fun doing the outer space stuff, and even seeing the pterodactyls come together was pretty cool. I was worried about it looking very flat since all the line art gets completely covered up, but being able to layer the different colors, I was able to get those shadows and highlights to give it more depth. And how nice is this to be able to paint and not have to reload your brush over and over again, or to switch out the brushes depending on the area and space you are working in. It also did not warp the paper at all or bleed through to the other pages. So, as you can probably tell, I highly recommend these Arrtx acrylic brush markers to have in your coloring stash. I hope you will give them a try. I know I have a few more pages in other books that I need to fix the bleed through, so I'm happy to know that this is an option to use. Thank you so much, and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think.